Hi, everybody. Okay, so thank you for being here. My name is Lisa Dublin, and today's topic is I have to go after my goals, but I've got to cook. What do I do? So, if you're just joining me and just getting to know me for the first time, I'm a health and life coach and also a public speaking coach. Okay, and I've been doing it and only mentioning like the health and life coach part, but the fact is, over the last how many years, I've also been coaching some very successful speakers into being their most confident and authentic selves as speakers. So I am that person. If you are looking for a life coach, somebody who can help you to move from point A to point B, no matter the situation. I'm a general life coach, so it's really good at this point in my career to be able to speak to people and to be able to help them through all of their issues. So I'm that person for you. You can go to my website, lisamdublin.com. Now, maybe I should put it in the chat, lisamdublin.com, and you can just book a consultation with me and we can get going. Okay, I want to talk about this topic about women and going after goals and having big dreams because of a couple things. Because of my own experiences being a mom, being a wife, I've got three sons and life is busy. And you know what? I want to start with a story of only Sunday and how I realized how easy it is for us to simply forget, not forget, but to get so caught up in just the regular things that we forget to be aspirational in a sense. Okay, so Sunday was Father's Day, and I do have a really great husband partner. I don't like that word partner. He's more than a partner. He's my baby daddy. He's my husband and he's a good dad. And so I really did want to, express my appreciation and went all out to do the cooking. And perhaps I should have prepared earlier. We're going to talk about that. But the fact is, I spent all of this time cooking, all of this time getting ready, and just showing him a really good time on Sunday. It was Father's Day. I started in the morning with the hope to, after I had cooked and after I had, done the domestic things, I was like, you know what? I'm going to find some time to take care of myself. I'm going to jump on that treadmill later in the afternoon. I can't run because by that time in the day, my mind is just too bogged down with everything. I won't be able to run. But for sure, at least I can walk for an hour on the treadmill. That was the plan. Anywho, the question is, did it happen? No, it didn't. And why didn't it? Because I was tired. And that same day I had sent out my blog. I now have a Sunday blog, Sunday Chronicles. I'm going to be sending out if you want to get on that newsletter. It's my extended take my time that my readers can sit down and read something that's worth their while on a Sunday. That's the kind of blog that I send out on a Sunday. Okay, and I was saying in there about us sometimes forgetting who we are and just getting so caught up with everything else that we have to do that we forget that we have our own dreams and our own things to accomplish. And that's where I found myself on Sunday. But for obvious reasons, I was tired. And a lot of us women, after we have taken care of our families, after we have been wife and mom, daughter, sometimes that too can take its toll, especially if you have older parents and you are that responsible person. All of these things can take their toll. And so when it comes to aspiring to do more than just the domestic, more than just doing the normal things. And don't get me wrong, these are great aspirations if that's who you are. I do have some friends, although they PhD'd and all of the very educated and so on, what's front and center for them is taking care of the home and taking care of their families. And that is fine. I do believe our first ministry, if you are a mother or wife, your first ministry is in the home. That's where it begins. And everything else is extra, everything else is out of the ordinary. Okay. But I had to face that reality that for many women, after we have done all the work, some people with help, some people without help. And even though, I do get my family, everybody chips in, at the end of the day, I do find, and I say that without any sense of condemnation or whatever, I do find at the end of the day that as the mom and the wife, that the bulk of the domestic issues, of the domestic like things that have to be done, rests with me. That's it. That's it. Now, what do you do with that? What happens is, for many women, after they've done that, there's no two things: there's no drive and there's no energy to do anything else. Is that you today? So that's my first story. I had to just accept, okay, I'm tired. Like you guys, even the balls of my feet were hurting from standing for so long in the kitchen trying to, and I was also prepping food for the week and so on. I was like, you know what? I'm in the kitchen, just go all in. And that's what I did. For many women, there's no energy and there's no drive after they have just done the domestic things, which take a lot of time, granted, especially if you have a big family. My family is a family of five. That's a lot of people who eat a lot. But I understood it again because I was in that situation. There was no, even though there was drive, wanting to jump on the treadmill, get some exercise in. I usually go for a very long run on a Sunday morning. I didn't that day because my day just ran into, my day began a bit later than usual. And so I didn't have the time. If I considered wanting to prepare this meal and, just let my husband have a really great Father's Day, I realized I would not have had the time to take care of me first. So I left it for last and then it didn't happen at all. And you know what? I was okay with that because there's always tomorrow, isn't there? And really, the next day, I came back with that kind of drive and focus like, I'm getting this done. And I jumped, I did my workout on that Monday. But here's the thing, why don't we have drive? Why don't we have energy? What are the strategies that a woman can use when you are busy, when you're professional and wife and mom and partner, whatever? It's some people are not wives, that's fine. We're not even trying to go there. I'm talking about if you are professional and you also run a home and you have children, you've got a partner, it becomes very difficult for you to also be able to get yourself together enough to go after bigger things that you might want. And I've seen it again and again. So, a couple things. That was my first story about what happened on Sunday. To further drive it in and to help us to segue into being a woman and to going after goals, I want to tell you another story. Have you heard the story about the guru? Eric Thomas tells it very well. It is in the book. What's it? How to Win Friends? No, it's not that one. Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by Dennis Kimbrough. I first heard it from Eric Thomas, my all-time favorite motivational speaker, right? Here's the story. Are you ready for a little story? The story is told of this young warrior in an African village somewhere on the coast somewhere because there was a lake. And he went to this guru, the guru in the village, the sage who sat outside his, build his hut, whatever. And he was just thinking, always in his zone. The young warrior heard that this guru had the secret to success and wealth. And so, young warrior, young blood goes up to him and says, hey, I heard you have the secret to life. Let me know what it is. Can you tell me? Can you teach me? And the sage, very quietly, without saying a word, as they want to do, he looks at the young warrior and he looks at the lake. He looks again at the warrior and he looks at the lake and he says, are you ready? Do you really want to learn that secret? Young warrior says, yes. And so The sage leads him out into the water, gets to waist deep, and the young warrior is still following the sage, wondering what's going on. From waist deep, they go to chest deep, okay? And he's still going further and deeper into the lake until it gets to the point where the young warrior's head is submerged underwater. And that sage takes his hand and he kind of holds him underwater for a while. And that young warrior, he's just struggling because he wants to come up. And he holds him there for a while, not too long that he dies. And then he takes him out. And then they both walk out of the lake water and they go back on shore. So he's all wet. He's all like confused. What is this thing? Who is this? This man must be crazy. And he expresses as much to the sage. And the sage says to him, when I took you out into the lake and I put you under that water, when you were submerged, what was the thing that you wanted more than anything else in the world? And the young warrior said, what do you think he said? Anybody? What do you think he said? He says, I just wanted to breathe. And the sage said to him, when you want to succeed, as bad as you want to breathe, then you will have success. Can I say that again? For the people in the back. When you want to succeed, as bad as you want to breathe, then you will have success. But don't clap yet, especially if you are a woman. There are some tropes in that story that do not apply to us. And in interpreting it, just for my audience of women, professional women, women who want it all. I don't want to just be successful at work. I want to be successful in my love life, in my health life, in my family life, all of the things. When you really think about that story, it is very male oriented. Because let's just put that in the context of today. If you were that woman who was going to look for wisdom from the sage in the village, let's just imagine, put yourself on that path, going to the sage in the village, looking for the secret to success and wealth. Okay. A couple things come up immediately, some superficial and some a little deeper, but that all point to the fact that for a woman, life is different, and going after goals as well is also a different process that demands, I think, a different kind of mindset. Let me start with the facetious. Number one, you ain't following any man into any lake, okay? What's happening to my hair? My sisters in the back who have the wigs and the weave, you're not following any man into the lake, because who's going to take care of the hair afterwards? Okay. Not everybody has short hair. Most people, most women have some form of extension or some kind of bigger hair than mine. So that's a consideration. No, I'm not going to the lake. No, I'm sorry. No, I've got my makeup on. No, I've got my lashes on. I'm not following you to the lake. Is there another way that we can go after this goal? That you can teach me about having success and having wealth. Please, Sage, can you tailor the process to who I am as a woman? And then two, if you have a partner, this partner will be like, well, I thought I was your one and only. I thought I was your sage. Who are you going to be your sage? I don't want to hear about any other man. Well, where are you going? You see what I mean? Where are you going? Who's this man? What are you doing? And it gets even worse. Which mother is going to follow this man into the lake? What's happening to my kids? Who's watching them? Who's watching my kids? All of these considerations. Can I trust you? Who are you leading me? What happens to my children? What about my relationship with my man? Okay. What about me physically? Like, how am I taking care of this while I'm going after a goal? Now, of course, Some of these are very superficial. But can I tell you, I know women whose hairstyles prevent them from having a regular exercise routine. You see our isms? You might think it's superficial, but there are so many women who do not exercise because they just put the weave or they just put on the hair, and to go and get all hot and sweaty is not part of the plan. The concerns for a woman going after a goal are way different. And let's not even start about having a period and how you feel, the changes in our bodies as we go through life. What is life really saying to us? Don't go after any goals, just be mom and wife and homemaker? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I see no evidence for it. I don't have to look any further than myself. Like I always, there's this part in the Bible where people always used to use it for to say to women should be like, don't speak in church, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I don't need to look beyond myself to know that that cannot be true because I can speak and God gave me a voice. The same God that gave a man a voice gave me a voice. So what are you talking about? A lot of these things are filtered through the male lens, and we have to rescue them from that and from those biases. We have to, even in the Bible. But I'm not going there today. I'm talking about us women. And how do you climb over just your domestic physical situations to be able to go after a goal? I believe it's possible. Ladies out there with all of the attending responsibilities, I believe that it is still possible to go after a goal. Here are a couple of things that I've thought about and that I came to say and to discuss today. I'm watching my time. I don't want to go past half an hour, thereabout. Everybody has the capacity to desire something. And I believe to the accomplishment of any goal, whether you are female or male, whether you are single or married, whether you have children or you don't, whatever the situation, your domestic situation, I believe that the starting point for accomplishing any goal is the strength and the intensity of your desire. How badly do you want it? So, in the example that I gave, and I hope it gave you a good chuckle when you really did think about the reality of a woman being that person going to the sage to say, "Teach me the secret to success." That it was not meant, especially not for the modern woman. I believe we have to have even a deeper intensity of desire because we have further to go and more to lift. What do I mean by that? I've been thinking a lot about, I heard somebody say, I've been thinking a lot about time, time management, how we leverage time and how we make time strategic for us as women. I explicitly heard a preacher guy say the other day, if you want to accomplish anything, wake up early. And it occurred to me, how does a woman do that? You have to sacrifice something to do that. I find that you're able to forge desire in that crucible of silence, in that womb like time, and especially in the morning when it's quiet and nobody's up and nobody wants a bottle, or if you still have young kids, no, in that crucible, and all of the things, not just the kids, but your partner as well, all of the things. If you wake up a little early, do it so that you're able to wake up a little earlier, to have some private, quiet time to think and to sort out your thoughts and to dream a little before just the rigors of the day, which themselves are very important, begin. If you can forge that time for yourself, you have a definite better capacity to go after your dreams. If you're going to wake up at the same time as everybody, there will be no time for yourself. So that's the first thing. When we desire as women, We've got to protect the time to desire, protect the time to dream, protect the time to think about the possibilities of what you want your life to be for yourself, for your relationship or marriage, for your children, for your profession. Many of us, women, are so tired and so caught up with domestic duties that we tumble into bed, we roll out of bed. Now, there's a time for that. Like sometimes when I coach or speak to women who have very young children, I say to them, slow down. I say to them, when you have young kids, of course you're limited. Of course you can't do as much as somebody whose kids are older and who, is out of diapers and bottles. Because I remember the time when I had two little ones a year, and like they call them Irish twins. They were a year and no, how they're a year and 4 months apart or something like that. No, my sister and I are Irish twins. My kids are a year, the first two are a year and 4 months apart. And I will never forget thinking that I would never get out of diapers and washing bottles. Oh my gosh. And we had help at that time. So I always say to the younger people, the younger mothers, take your time. Every single day, the children get older. And that means you have a little more headspace to dream, a little more physical capacity to do a little more. I was way bigger when I had younger children because there was not as much time to take care of myself. So, all of these things being said, I'm still coming back to say dreaming and desiring things, it's not a it's not a physical activity, it's mental. It can take place while you are cleaning bathrooms, as I often do. It can take place while you are in the shower, and even when the little ones park outside the door. Oh my goodness, did your kids do that? Park outside the door. Or some of them, if you let them, they will come into the bathroom with you. I like, no, outside. No, I need quiet time. You can desire even while you do those things. It's not like a zero sum game or like it's all or nothing because I'm in the process of just raising the family. I can't take care of myself. No, it is the level at which you can give yourself time and effort that changes and gets better and bigger as the children get older. And it's not like you don't parent as the kids get older. Don't get me wrong. It's, oh my goodness. I've got a 16 and a 15-year-old and a 9-year-old. The parenting at this level is higher level. It might not be as hands-on, see what, no, right, but you still have to have the presence of mind and to treat them at a certain level to make things happen for them. That still happens. Okay. So you never stop parenting. Let's not get ourselves wrong there. But what I'm saying is, if you find yourself in that situation where you are the one mostly responsible in the home, you've got to take care of your family, and you still have plans, you still want to perhaps, I don't know, maybe go for another degree, maybe start a business, maybe just have a regular exercise routine, as many women fall off the wayside with. If that is you, I'm saying to you, woman, with all of your attending responsibilities, and we thank God that we have them. Let me tell you why. Because there are so many other women who would give everything to have a family, everything to have children, everything to have a partner who they could live and do life with. So do not discount what you have, appreciate it, and still hold back something for yourself in the place of desire. You can still desire. You can still see yourself in a certain way doing a certain thing. The dream, the goal that you want to go after, it first begins with desire, no matter who you are. For a woman, your whole point is in spite of and on top of. And many women, after you have just done the domestic, you don't have the capacity to do more. And there might be a couple reasons for that. Can we explore a couple before I leave today? One of the things that has helped me to remain energetic is to exercise. You might think that exercise will make you more tired. Mom, wife, woman, exercise gives you more energy. It increases the blood flow, it increases endorphins, releases endorphins. You are on a high. Your attitude is different. Your feelings are different. When that changes, you have more energy in all sorts of physical and mental ways. A lot of women have the excuse that I am too busy to exercise. And I'm saying to you, like, very blatantly, I guess, everything improves. Your sex life, your physical life, your skin, your weight. You feel better about yourself, you're stronger. I started doing weights and I never had to ask anybody to hold the laundry basket for me. Whatever, however heavy I can take it up the stairs. Because I got stronger as a person and I feel better. I feel more capable. What about you? It's part of what you're supposed to do as a woman. The reason we don't have energy is because we don't generate energy. And tied to the exercise is the diet. And oh my goodness, I heard this guy say that this afternoon about how, anyway, let me just leave that alone because that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about here. But the way you eat is going to determine how you feel. So the closer you eat to nature, to natural foods, the closer you eat to foods that are in their natural state and not processed, is the better for your body and for your health. When I come off that regime, and I'm eating a lot of processed foods, a lot of sugar, oh geez. And this is like sugar month in my family. We have birthdays this month, no, from May, okay? May, June, July, okay? Take a break, and my birthday is all the way in October. But you see these months, like I literally have to control myself because I love my cake. I love my mother's cake. My boys love my cake, so I make a lot of it in these months in particular because we have the children's birthdays, we have the family birthdays in these months. So you have to watch what you eat. You absolutely have to watch what you eat. How are these, Lisa? Why are these things related to going after a dream? Because they are tied to how we feel. I recognize it's the two things we don't have. After you've done all the domestic things, we don't have drive and we don't have energy. Let me give you another way that I know it's those two things that hold us back as women. Recently, like I have a 16-year-old, so sometimes there are battles in the house, okay? Have you ever had a battle with a teenager? And when you're done, you feel raggedy. Aha! Raggedy. That was me a couple days ago. And when you feel that way after because you're parenting and it's part of what you do, after you've had those kinds of situations, which I think are unavoidable and is how people grow and how you get kids to be who they're supposed to be. They might not be often, but people need to, anyway. I felt raggedy and I just wanted to go to bed, and I think I did. I had work to do. What? I felt so raggedy after that parenting tussle. I just went to bed. And again, that whole weekend was just illumination about what we go through as women, what the things that stand in the way of being able to dream and desire. And that's what I'm talking about today, just desire and how to climb over the responsibilities that you have, thankfully, to still give, to still desire, to still want to be your best. However simple it is at a certain stage or station in life. And it just proved to me again, after that kind of parenting back and forth, I had no drive to do anything for myself. I had no energy. And so in that sense, I was just like, okay, I need to take a break. I need to take a break. And the thing is, after you do that, because you still have that desire by any means necessary, I'm going to accomplish my goal. I'm going to do business. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to live my best life. I'm going to leave a little bit for me because I still had that desire, even though I took a break. The next day I came back stronger, ready to start over, to exercise again, pray again, do all the things. So, what am I saying as I end today? I'm saying desire for a woman looks different. And you have to recognize that. I want to end by saying we need to rescue our desire from the clutches of our family, the clutches of our partners. And I know some partners are more demanding than others, but I think there's a nice, respectful way and a quiet way. Some women just talk too damn much, okay? Like you don't need to say everything. You can desire and nobody knows that you have that desire. You can just be nurturing, incubating it. And when it's ready to be executed, you just do it. But a lot of women just like to talk. Just keep your mouth shut and desire because sometimes people hear it and they snatch it from you. You don't have it anymore. So even though you do the domestic, you be thankful for it, for the responsibility that comes with having the right and the ability to have a family, to have a partner. That's great. Afterwards, however, don't lose yourself in the process. Leave a little bit back, and that is reposited in the ability to desire wherever you are, whatever you are doing. Anyway, folks, my time is up. I hope this helped. You can reach out to me, let me know whether this, did you learn something? What are you taking away? As I always like to tell my clients. And of course, don't forget, like, life coaching is one way to get from point A to point B. If you are that mom, that professional who wants to do more and can't figure out where to begin, I can help you. Reach out to me. Let's talk and let's get this thing started and finished, executed, and still have yourself, still have your relationship, still have your children, and have more of yourself. Thank you so much for listening. You can check out my website, lisamdublin.com, and you can learn all about the services that I offer. Bye, and I'll see you again on Basement Chronicles Live. Take care, everybody. See ya.